I am Tim. This is Selfless Awakening, where I like to ground all of this spiritual stuff, all of these concepts that are floating around that we have so much access to in the world, the internet, the connectivity. This is one of the ways that I think social media and the internet is so powerful for us, because we can share these insights we're having on how to feel better, how to be happier people, how to experience this human thing in a good way, you know. Hello everybody joining in. So I'm doing a live video right now. I'm doing a live chat on our Instagram. Good morning. On the Instagram for Selfless Awakening, and then right here I have the camera for the YouTube account. This is day 13 of my 30 Days of Awakening series, where, good morning, where I'm waking up in the morning, I become present, I ask intuitive guidance what to talk about, and then I talk about it, and we have a little conversation and things as we go. So here we go. The topic that came to me today is it's very interesting. This idea goes against one of the normal things that people talk about in society as far as advice on how to be in the world. In particular about being your authentic self. Okay? Like, we'll hear that in society. I don't mean even in a spiritual way, but we hear in society all the time people will say, you need to be you, be yourself, you know, and like, and I think I want to talk about that because I don't believe that in the world of form, in the world of personalities, Tim, you know, all of you with your names, you know, all of these labels we have, in the world of form, in the world of people thinking that they are people and not this non-physical awareness, which they really are. But in the world of form, in the world of personalities, I don't believe there's one authentic you, okay? And here's my feeling on that. There really is only one authentic you, which is the stillness right here. Let's tap into it together. Okay, so I'm going to just say something and then leave a pause in the middle of what I'm saying, and in that space what I want you to do is just feel yourself as the space. See if you can step out of your mind, which is processing the words I'm saying right now. Maybe the voice in your head is commenting on what I'm saying. Let's see if we can create a little space in between the thoughts right now. Okay, so that space there, maybe you had a few seconds of no thought, where you're just hanging, like you're listening. That space is the real you. What? That's the truth. That's what you are. You are the awareness, the non-physical awareness that's always there. That's the actual authentic you. So, what do we do once we know that, as far as how we interact in the world and how we choose to be with one another? How can you be your authentic self to your friends, at your job, at school, when you really know who you really are, which is not a person at all? You're the awareness around this human being thing. All right? So here's what I think. I think we need to be multiple personalities. And I think it's okay to be multiple personalities in the world. And here's why. Think about video games. Have you ever played a video game where you play for a while as this character, and maybe it's like a role-playing game, and you play as the mage for a while, and you're doing magic spells, but you're not very good at combat. And you go through the game, and the game's really fun as that avatar. And then you decide, wait a minute, I'd like to be an archer, and I want to go through the game as an archer, and I'm going to lose all the magic, but now I've got a bow and arrow. And the game's fun if I go through as an archer. I think life is the same way. These avatars, once you awaken, you realize that your avatar, and in my case, this avatar, Tim, the way I have my hair, the way I wear my shirts, the way that I talk and use my hands, and the things that I talk about that are important, they're all made up. This is not this is not the authentic me per se. And here's what I mean. And I don't think I should be this Tim that I'm talking to you guys with everyone. And here's an example. I'm going to be going home to see my family on July, coming up in a couple weeks. And if I talk to my mom like this at all, if I speak to my mom and I say, Mom, I'm getting intuitive guidance that I need to call this person, or I say I'm non-physical awareness to my mom, witnessing you talking to me about Fox News, like if I am this avatar with my mom, we don't connect. Okay? And that's the whole point of these avatars. It's about connecting. It's not about jamming some way of communicating down someone's throat that you know isn't going to receive it. And that's something really important to understand, is like, there are times, it took me a while to realize that if I say the non-physical dimensions and stuff like that to people that don't understand, they don't have experience with these words, it closes a door of communication. So what I do, I have this avatar, which is my favorite avatar. This avatar I have right now, the one that I talk on Selfless Awakening, is very close to a full spectrum representation of all of my avatars kind of packed into one. There's only one avatar of mine that I don't show as much on Selfless Awakening. And that's the, I'm really goofy. Like, I'm super goofy and silly. I'm so goofy, like I'll make my body look insanely ridiculous in silly jokes. And I love joking, and I'm working on these comedy bits right now. I've been experimenting with an avatar of a stand-up comedian. So I have, it's on my phone, I can't show you, but I have a list of bits that I've been experimenting with, and I think I might go do stand-up sometime. And I don't know, it scares the shit out of me, the thought of it, but I'm all about walking through fear, so I don't know. But my point is this idea of, we don't need to be the same personality to everyone in our lives. In fact, I encourage to have multiple personalities, in that, because here's why. Most people that you interact with are not aware of themselves yet as the truth of who they are, which is the presence, the constant non-physical awareness that they truly are. Most people you meet, they think they are their name. They think they are their story. They think they are their body, and they think when they die, they're going to go away. And so you're speaking to someone who thinks they are their avatar. But as you wake up, you realize, wait, I'm not Tim. If Tim were to go away, whatever is here is going to always be there. This non-physical is always there. So it's like, okay, then how do I, knowing that these avatars are just these pretend creations that we create so that we can interact with other fields of non-physical awareness who are pretending to be their avatars, once you know that, then the avatar just becomes something you can exchange. You could be shy during the day, and you could be boisterous and crazy at night. And here's an example. My girlfriend, she wrote an article on her blog, Rebel Hippie Soul, which highly recommend you read. It's a great article, she has a great website there. And she wrote this article about Beyonce. And Beyonce has this alter ego named Sasha Fierce. Her personality construct is very shy. And she talks about that, how she almost had sort of like debilitating stage fright type shyness. So she created this other avatar that she named Sasha Fierce. And Sasha Fierce is the Beyonce that we all know on stage, who's just fierce. Like, she's ferocious on stage. She's the opposite of insecure on stage. But she had to create this alter ego to live inside of, to do her thing. So let me just see a couple of these comments here. I get you totally. Cheers. Thanks. Salut. Jim Carrey. Okay. Yeah. Well, Jim Carrey. Yes, Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey. Yeah, completely. He talks about this a lot. Jim Carrey talks about not being you. And here, that's my thing about Jim Carrey. One of the things that I've noticed in the way he speaks to people is he'll speak to someone and he knows he is awareness. Like, you can hear him talk. He knows he's the non-physical awareness, but he'll talk to reporters and try to make them feel, I don't know, it's almost a little, something about the vibration that he spoke with reporters in some of the interviews seemed to be a little bit not in alignment with helping that person awaken. He's like talking to someone who believes they are a reporter and a story in their head, and he's like, you're not you. Like, speaking to someone who's not aware of themselves as not their personality is not going to understand when you say you're not you. They're going to be like, it just doesn't. Go ahead and try it. Like, it doesn't work because I've tried it before. And if people aren't ready to really receive this truth yet, they're not awake yet enough to do it. And it's not a criticism of them. We're all on this path of awakening, enlightenment. So what I do is I like to be mindful of my avatar when I'm speaking to people, and only speaking to them in a way that I feel I can still connect to them. Because I'm a vocal instructor. It's one of the hats that I wear, one of the roles I play. And most of the, and I mean most, like, I only have a couple students that I speak to and get into this kind of stuff, only a couple. Most of the students I talk to, they believe they are a person, and they believe they are their body, and they're not in this path of, they're not having the experiences or drawn to this information. I put these videos up, and then the people that are attracted to this type of stuff are attracted to it, and I do have some students that are attracted, and those students are awakening. They're stepping out of their egoic construct, but a lot of the students I don't have, so I can't talk to them like I'm talking to you guys right now. I don't say, okay, what you need to become aware of first is this fear is really just a part of your avatar, your egoic construct, and you are the non-physical, and all you need to do is make peace with the fear. Like, I have to find ways to language it in a digestible way, and really, literally, it's like I have one avatar, which is my selfless awakening avatar, where I talk about everything, and then I have my Tim the voice teacher avatar, which he talks about voice. He's very positive. He's good at helping you work through your issues with singing. He's like, I've got that whole side, but a lot of people, they don't play with both sides of me. And then I've got my super goofy avatar that's so silly, it's, I don't know how I would put up half of the stuff I do on camera. Person that I am with my family and with my girlfriend and with my daughter. Like, that avatar, I don't put that one out there as much, And then, so my feelings are modulate your energy so you can connect with the people wherever they're at, and be okay, and don't jam whoever you are down anyone's throat. Just be yourself in expressing yourself in that particular aspect of your avatar that you want to. And my encouragement is, like, play with different parts of yourself. If you're a shy person, try to go out and step into a sexy personality. Like, go out one night with some friends and, like, go the complete different direction. Like, be someone you've never been before, just for fun. Try it on. If you live near a city, it's great. You can just go out and be anonymous. Like, tonight, I'm gonna step, and I'm not saying lie about a story. Don't make up a fake backstory. I don't think there's something about that kind of avatar creation where you just literally lie and make up a story. I don't know about that. I think more about creating avatars around things you're interested in, and not worrying that everybody in every aspect of your life knows about every other aspect of your life. I don't need to be telling all of my voice students that, hey, come watch Selfless Awakening, come watch my videos, because I know the ones that are going to be moved by this stuff are going to find it. So I'm okay with things kind of being where they are. And so don't be afraid to pretend to be a lot of different people, okay? Because it's all pretend. Every single personality that you choose to be, whether you're shy or whether you're sassy, or whether you're, you want to go out and, Now you're going into your dancer you, or your mindful you. These are all not you at all, really. So pretend to be all of them. These are all little avatars. Create them. Embrace them. They're all inside of the true you, which is the witness, the watcher, the observer, the constant, vibrant, non-physical energy that is okay with the movie, no matter how it's playing out. That's the real you. So all of these personalities, they're here to play, they're here to connect. We're here to plug into each other and have experiences. How fun, like imagine this, that we are consciousness on holiday, having a human experience, waking up to the awareness of itself as consciousness, connecting with itself through other human beings that are waking up to the awareness that they are consciousness. And once we all wake up, then this just becomes a really fun video game that we get to play and pretend with one another and make believe. You wear this, I'll wear that. You be this, I'll be that. Oh, maybe I don't want to be that anymore. Maybe I want to be this now. Okay, be that. Be the cowboy, like whatever you want to do. Like that's my point. There is no authentic you in the world of form. There is no authentic personality of yours. Be whatever you want. The authentic you is the inside. It's the constant non-physical. Okay? What do you think about that? That's kind of what came to me. Let me read a comment here. I have sleep disturbance for many years. I get a lot of thought while asleep. Will meditating help me? Any other techniques you have? Okay, yeah, this is a separate topic. So I'll take a minute now and shift from the multiple, the learn to live with multiple personalities part of the talk, and I'll talk just a moment about the sleep disturbances here. Well, thing about sleep disturbances, I think the first thing that popped in my mind as I read that was this idea that when you're sleeping, it's the subconscious mind's time to play. And if you're having disturbances in the night, my encouragement is to do some inventory work. Do some looking at what you're afraid of. Maybe look at if you have some traumas from the past. It's about you shining your awake light of consciousness on the things in the past that maybe are haunting you and disturbing you. That's a big part of it. Going inside and doing inventory work. And the way that I like to do inventory work is, inventory work's a regular part of my daily routine now, where I like to look at what's coming up in me. We all have pain bodies, as Eckhart Tolle calls them, which is like an ancestral history of pain that's come through our bloodline, through our DNA, and also being a part of this collective society. We carry a lot of pain. And you can be fine and hear someone says something and it doesn't trigger any emotional reaction, and then the next time they say the same exact thing to you, a huge pain body reaction can occur. And this is an example of how we need to do diligent work on looking at the traumas and the fears that we may be carrying around, honor them, love them, learn from them, shine the light of consciousness on them so that when they surface, you're able to detach from them and step away from them so that they no longer have the ability to pull you unconscious and take you down a rabbit hole. The thing about it is inventory work is all about getting to a place where you can think about anything that's ever happened to you, anything you've ever done that you're ashamed of, or anything that's bothering you at all, and you can look at it and make peace with it and go, that happened. That's okay. I can make peace with that. I can think about it and have it cross my mind and allow any emotional reaction to pass through. I can honor the emotional reaction. And what happens when you look at serious trauma and you really honor it, and you don't fight it, and you don't try to hide from it, and you don't like, oh no, it's too bad to think about, I can't think about it. Anything you can't think about right now is something you need to honor and put light around until you can think about it until it can cross your mind and your body doesn't react anymore. Like, think of the most horrible thing that's ever happened to you, or the most horrible thing you've done, and try to get to a place where you can honor and love it and be like, wow, I can't, that's the most horrible thing I've ever done, and I'm honoring that happened. And I'm loving myself even though I feel the way I did. Or on the other side, you're thinking about something, if you feel there's a victim aspect, something happened to you, it's honoring and loving that happened. Getting to a place where it's an okay part of the tapestry of human experiences, and it's come up for you to heal. It's come up for you to make peace with, because as soon as you shine the light of awareness on something that feels like a trauma, that feels like a disturbance, and you don't try to get away from it, you don't try to shift it, you just sit with it and allow it, what happens is it starts dissolving. You'll notice if you sit with a fear and you're like, I'm okay with feeling afraid right now, I'm going to sit here and allow this fear. Fear, I love you, come on in, share what you got to say, I'm going to sit back and let it go, let it happen. And when you get to the place, it's fun, watch what happens, do that experiment. Fear has a funny way of not wanting to be around much anymore when it knows you're okay with it. Okay? Because you can, in your practice, live in a place of non-physical identification, which is behind your thoughts, which is behind your emotions. You can be afraid or panicking on one level of your human experience and blissed out on another level in the same moment. That's what this practice can give you. Talk about the true end of suffering. That's the true end of suffering. It doesn't mean going and sitting on a rock for 8 hours meditating and just sitting in non-physical and not allowing thoughts in your head. No, you can walk around a city, an urban landscape. You can walk around with all the distractions in the world coming in and still be your authentic you, which is that constant presence. You can sit on the subway and have people doing all sorts of crazy things and be authentic you. You can walk into a restaurant. You can be in front of a group of kids in a class. You can be in front of your boss yelling at you and tap into that constant non-physical presence that's always you. And it's when we do that and we look at anything that comes up with love, it transmutes it. So if you're having sleep disturbances, now we'll come back, there's some shit in your subconscious you got to look at. Probably that would be what I'd do, because I have had in the past things like that. And yeah, and also the subconscious is the subconscious. It's not like we're sharing a collective consciousness. So every show, every news thing, everything you walk by, everything imprints inside of your mind and inside of you. And so you don't beat yourself up sometimes if disturbing things come into your mind. They're like clouds. Like since we share this collective, since we are a collective entity, humans, the most horrible things that have happened in the world that other humans have done, it's going to come in your mind too. And that's okay. Like, learn to make peace with anything that comes in your mind. So I don't know if I hope that helps. Let me see. This video was made for me. Thanks. Cheers. I'm glad you're connecting. You mean I need to go back to that issue and come back? You mean asking about the issue of, yeah, you have to go into the thing that's causing the disturbance and get to a place where it's okay. It's okay. I've done things in my past which I'm not proud of. In my unconscious years, my 20s, when I really had been asleep, and I did things that I had to be okay with, like man, I was shitty to that person, or I did that, or I had to love myself and honor these things and look at them. Partially to love and heal. Also, it helps you not repeat any of those behaviors when you really look. If it's behaviors or if it's something that happened to you, you learn to step out of it. But if you don't look at that stuff, if you're afraid to look at anything in your past, then it will have an energy to it that will influence your decision making. You know, that fear voice, hey, no, you better not. It'll get in there, and we don't want to be following the voice of fear in our guidance system. We want to be following intuitive guidance, in our lives instead of fear. So you have to route it out a bit, you know. All right, let me see, is there anything else? All right, that's good. Okay, cool. So I think I'm going to stop here today for day 13, which was all about be multiple personalities in the world. It's okay. There's no authentic you in the world of form. Your authentic you is the non-physical. So have lots of avatars, like a video game. Be the mage, be the archer, be the, you know, the thief, you know. Maybe don't be the thief. That might not work out for you. That might mess up your other avatars. But anyway, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll post when I'll be on, so you can join me. If you have any questions or any things you'd like me to talk about, I'd be happy to. So feel free to leave a message or show up and ask a question, just like Hari Prasad 69 did. Okay. So thanks for stopping by, everybody. It was great to see everyone in here today, and sending you all love and good vibes. And if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe, click the little notification if you got this far to stay up to date on my latest videos, okay? And if you're on Instagram and you missed the first part of this chat, you can watch the live story if you want to go back, or I'll be posting this video to YouTube here in a little bit, okay? So have a beautiful day. I'll see you all soon. Cheers.